Swamin namaste natalokabandho karunya sindho patitam bhavabdhau mamuddharatmiya kataksha drishtya rijvyati karunya sudhabhivrishtya Swamin namaste, Swamin namaste, Swamin namaste, Swamin namaste. Jnanasvarupam nijabhavayuktam anandamanandakaram prasannam yogindramedhyam Bhavarogavadyam Srimadgurum Nityamaham Namami Srimadgurum Nityamaham Namami Nityaya Satyaya Chidatmakaya Navyaya Bhavyaya Paratparaya Shuddhaya Buddhaya Niranjanaya Namostu Nityam Guru Shekharaya Namostu Nityam Guru Shekharaya Namostu Nityam Guru Shekharaya Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. Okay, so how do we go about? But everybody should be very brief, and first of all, okay. Mike.
Ma, pranam. What we have learned through you, yes, we knew
I'm
about...
not able to see you. Can we just go ahead?
What we have learned from you, yes, we are knowing these things, but we are never thinking that these are the real Bhakta-lakshanas. So to become Bhakta means I shouldn't take some coconuts and break in the temple and that is the Bhakta. That's what I earlier we are thinking that way, or do Kirtan. No, that's not. These lakshanas what you are describing, these are the, if we put it in our life, then that is called the proper Bhakta.
Very good. Anybody else who has thought and about any particular lakshana?
Asked us to introspect that while we are all feeling the devotion, but yet...
This is not working, this mic.
Can you hear me?
Huh. Yes.
Jai Guru. So, Ma asked us that she knows that we are all feeling the devotion, yet the fears, the anxieties, and the constant, wanting something and not wanting something is always crowding the mind. So, one of what really has to be reiterated in my mind again and again is that not clinging to the past and not imagining the future. So, but in the present to be daksha. And that's the quality I'm going to really carry back with me. Because to be active in the present, we have to drop the past and the future, which is always a problem. So, Ma, I'm going to carry this daksha quality from here.
Very, very nice to hear. This mic can be a little more. No, next time when somebody speaks.
Jai Guru Ma. So, what I was reflecting on was that all the lakshanas which we did from Bhagavad Gita, the root of all of them is that very strong sense of me, myself, the ego which we carry all the time, which is constantly getting bigger and bigger. So if I can start really working on that and see that I become more humble, more loving, more, what shall I say, less egoistic, if I can use that term, I think these qualities will naturally flow in. So that is where the main work needs to be done, and I think I'm present to that, and we should be doing it. Thank you.
I think it is a very good reply. All this actually, it emerges, all these lakshanas, if we can deal with this I-ness and mine-ness and remove that, everything will be achieved.
Pranama. I was just reflecting on my own, where I am doing well and where I'm not doing, where I need to improve. And as far as the material possessions are concerned, I feel I have about 80% of renunciation I've done, 20% still needs to be done. But what is very important, that that appreciation, that recognition really feels good to me. And I have to think that whatever I do is not, the credit does not go to me. There are so many things which are involved in it, that's why the things are being done, and the things were to be done, that's why they were done, and not that I did it and that's why they were done. So I have to think on that. Each time I feel that, I have to remind myself that, no, you are not the one who's responsible. It was the universe who did it, and so just forget
Very
about it.
good.
Pranam. Since last 2 days you have been explaining these Bhakta-lakshanas, Advyasta Sarvabhutanam Maitra Karunima cha, starting up to the 20th verse. Out of all the verses you explained, it was very appealing. But the most appealing to me personally was Tulya Ninda Stutir Momuni Santushto Janakena Chite Aniketa Sthiramati Bhakti Manme Priyonara, which you explained. It was to remain contented on all circumstances and not to care for whether somebody is praising me or blaming me. I must do my work honestly. If I can understand, if I can translate this verse into my life, then I think I will be happy and fulfilled.
Very good. I'm very happy that you have been thinking over these points.
In the qualities, the aniketaka, in that only I have a doubt. Aniketaka means we should not have the possessiveness about the place we live. So usually the place we live, we keep everything according to our comfort, everything. So somebody comes and they change something and all, we feel irritated. That means, is it not possessiveness? We make everything according to our comfort in the place where we live. So how to overcome that? So then only we can say we have aniketaka. So that one I wanted to ask.
Okay, I will reply this question. Anybody else?
I'm contemplating on the word, contentment, whatever comes, whatever goes, I'm ready to accept it.
You are contemplating on that in whichever way. Whichever way. Yes.
You concluded with the last verse where you said Mat Parama. And the Mat Parama is absolutely seeing the Supreme as the Supreme. And when I introspect, I realize that I give value to health, children, family. And I say God is the doer, but the value is still to the perishable, to the transitory. So to see the Supreme as the Supreme and as the only doer, to me that is really bowing down and being in devotion and accepting whatever comes. Then the Santushta, then all the qualities gradually, I guess, will come and manifest. But to first see the Supreme, as the only doer.
See, once you understand it, it is a knowledge for you. It is a knowledge. And whosoever asks whatever question, it is a knowledge. Say for what she has asked, she is saying. So she is feeling that we must give the supreme value, that he is the supreme. But we give our mind to many other things. So we are actually, though we are understanding, it is a knowledge in us, we are hearing about it, we like to hear about it, and we feel we know about it. But in life, we are giving the supremeness to something else. So, once it is a knowledge, then comes the abhyasa, practice. So, every time you may forget it, but either during the act or after the act, introspect and see why I could not give this the supreme place, and what is hindering me, what are my desires. And you will find that it is some kind of desire, very subtle desire, that we are afraid to lose something, or we are afraid, say suppose children will feel that, oh, if you do not look after the children and if you are not there for their need, when I grow old, my children will not look after me. So very subtle desire will be there for, so what is called the reliance, in this, we are going to do the 7th chapter today. I'll take some slokas from there. So God, Supreme Krishna is telling that first you understand that I am the supreme reality. And what is the supreme reality? And he says that in the 1st chapter, he says, first sloka, in the 7th chapter, Mai asakta mana partha yogam yunjan madashrayah asamshayam samagram mam yatha jnasyasi tat shrinu. He says that you consider me the supreme and rely on me completely. Also become mai asakta. See, asakti means what? Attachment, clinging, possessiveness. We always say that don't become clinging or possessive. Don't become attached to anything. But here, what he is saying that have asakti in me and have complete reliance in me, then without doubt you will be able to know me in my entirety, fully. So, okay, I will come to that. Any more question? So I am saying, so what I have added today is, it is many of you have reflected. I think most of you must have done, and each will relate to one particular or 2, 3 qualities. Then comes the abhyasa, the practice. How you are practicing? Are you practicing? And practice also. See, we are human beings, and for all our life, say there are some younger people, there are some older people. Throughout our life, we have never been told that we have to practice like this. We have been only hearing other things, that go and worship, go and pray, or even if you read, you just read and chant. That we have to use our mind and intelligence and introspect and inquire at what stage I am. That has not been told to us. And suppose we are now knowing, even after knowing, are we really introspecting? How much time we are giving for introspection and finding out? Because many things are many pleasures are very short-lived, but we go behind that. We do not spend our time in introspection. And how will we spend the time in introspection? Only when we love doing it. Any act, even if it is a very hard work, if you love doing it, then you will spend a lot of time. You will not feel that your body is tired. You will keep on doing it till it is over. So we must, grow love for that introspection. And why we should grow love for the introspection and practice? We are all intelligent people. Okay? I think all of you think that you are intelligent, right? So, if we are intelligent and we are shown a path, and we say that if you practice like this, you will be reaching a state, reaching where you will be feeling that kind of contentment by which you will feel, I do not want anything more than this. And reaching where, even if there is greatest adversity in life, you will remain unaffected. This is the 6th chapter. Yam latva chaparam labham manyate nadhikam tataha. Many of you know this sloka. Now, this sloka has to be introspected upon and loved. Okay, am I a fool or an intelligent person? If I am an intelligent person, I will slowly make my practice more and more intense. I will love this path. I will love this and understand that these short-lived pleasures will not give me enough contentment, fulfillment, or peace. These, whatever I get, will be over at one time. But if I really want something which will remain always, then I must proceed on this path and not get stuck. Most of the people, they feel that whatever I am doing is enough. So there is complacency. Even if there is a feeling that I am not doing enough, that, that push is not there. That feeling of feeling that, no, I must go a little forward. There is lethargy. In Aparoksha Anubhuti, there are some slokas that why you are not able to progress. So in that one is lethargy. You will be lethargic in your intensity. So we all are human beings, we'll all undergo these, our nature is the combination of sattva, rajas and tamas. So what we have to, someday the rajas will be more, someday sattva will be more, someday the tamas will be more. The day tamas is more, you will feel lethargic. The day rajas is more, you will be feeling very energetic and do a lot of activities. And the day sattva is more, you will spend more time in reflection, introspecting. So for practice, and this is not, I told you yesterday, this is a small portion of Bhagavad Gita that I am dealing with today, in these few days. Actually, there is so many things. Along with this, along with the practice, not only the practice of these qualities, how will the qualities grow? I find that all of you are saying that we have thought this or thought this, we'll do this, but how will it grow? How will your intensity remain at the peak? Only when you grow in sattvic qualities. That is, good qualities, sattvic qualities, which will make you feel inspired. You will have the aspiration and yearning. And for that, many methods are there. So, one more thing I want to say, that this world is combination of pairs of opposites. So, as a seeker, I believe all of you are seekers, and you really are good seekers. Only when good seekers come together, we can also speak well. And it comes to the mind, what should be spoken. So you are good seekers. But what happens is that you should not feel disappointed. Suppose you are, some days you are a little lethargic. Say, okay, let it be. But do not be regularly lethargic. So, disappointment, let it be there a little. Inspiration, let it be there. And always there should be the feeling that inspiration should be more than the lethargy. So you have to be very alert. If you are not alert, what will happen? Like in that Vivek Chudamani sloka, a person goes to play ball, he is holding a ball and he is walking towards the field. Then on the way comes a staircase. So he is standing at the edge of the staircase at the height, and he is holding the ball. He now has to go down and go to the field to play the ball. Now, he is holding the ball, he is very attentive, the ball should not fall from his hand. Suppose he becomes a little inattentive, what will happen? The ball will fall from the hand. And then what will happen? The ball will fall into the step, the next step, then the ball will gain momentum and go somewhere. Maybe it will be lost in some bushes or wherever. Your ball has gone. So, you will not be able to play. So what it says is that we must not lose the aim. What is our aim? There should be an aim. If you read this Prabhat Rashmi volumes, the lectures which have been made into books, Swamiji's Prabhat Rashmi books, you will find Swamiji is asking in the first volume there is, that he's saying, I mean, at that time when he spoke that one, that I think that none of you knows what is this spiritual seeking. What actually are you seeking? What is your aim? Why are you here? To listen to what? And after listening, what do you want to do? So, the aim should not be lost. The aim is, we say, self-realization. Neither we know the self, nor we know the God. How can we love that? And how can we constantly be in that? We have to understand, and we have to understand that this self-realization, whatever it is, slowly I will understand, it will give me a benefit. What is that? That contentment and unaffectedness. So if Bhagavatam says in a shloka, once you understand this, you should immediately start your journey and with intensity so that you can reach the goal. Turnam yateta, it says that if you are intelligent enough, then, and that is why I said that all of you are intelligent, all are qualified people. So if you are intelligent, we must understand what will give us real happiness, peace and steadiness. Anybody else wanted to? Rajita was?
It was not a question, and it was just something that struck me about bhakti, and we've already touched on it. So.
Achha, okay. Okay, so shall I start today? And whose question I said that I will, I think Shanti's? Aniketaha. Okay. So when I come to Aniketaha, I'll explain. So, we have more or less done the qualities, and there is a lot more to understand about the qualities. So, I still have a wish that I'll get time, and now you may know that the routine has been, our schedule has been changed a little bit, so that on Sunday also Natun Swamiji and I will have some time to speak. So, though a little less, but we will speak. So, I feel that what happens to us is we don't, when we say, when we read something, when we listen to something, we have to be more of introspective, our rumination, reflection. It should not be that how much we have read, what all we have read, what all we know. Whatever we read, even if it is one paragraph, we should be able to assimilate and absorb it and make it our own. That is very, very important. That is why these qualities, as Dr. Das was saying, that we have been reading this, but it never struck that these are to be achieved. These have to be attained. And as I said, if you try doing this, you will find it such a beautiful adventure. Like, reading, we studied, all of us have studied, and when we all wanted to get good marks, and everybody will give in their own share of studies. And when we do well, how happy we become. So it is like this. So each and every quality in Bhagavad Gita, there are 3 types of lakshanas. One is the sthita prajna lakshana, bhakti lakshana, and gunatita lakshana. These 3 lakshanas are there. And everywhere, even in the 17th chapter, it is in the 17th, Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga, but that Daivasura Sampad Vibhaga Yoga, 16th chapter, I think. So, that the godly qualities. The qualities to be imbibed are many, many. And it is really necessary, because unless we become pure, what is this purity? That means anything which disturbs the mind, agitates the mind, the real self that I am, which is there, it gets veiled by that agitation. Why are we always thinking that I am the body? That body, that I am not the body, why we are not able to be established in that knowledge? I am not the body, I am the soul. We have to get established in it, and for everything, whether it is a thought, whether it is a speech, whether it is an action, whether it is an interaction, we should not fall from that knowledge. Now it is a knowledge in our brain. As we have got many knowledge in many other subjects, similarly it is a knowledge. But it is not a knowledge where I have got established. And for any seeker, the path is to get established in that. And he will not jump one day and get that knowledge, establishment in the knowledge. Slowly through every moment, and purifying yourself, you will find that you are slowly progressing towards that. So, yesterday I was telling that up to the 6th chapter, Krishna exposed Arjuna to the truth of the immortal soul, and then he was mostly taking the role of a guru and teacher. And from 7th chapter onwards, he started focusing on devotion, wholesome cultivation of devotion. What is wholesome devotion? And he speaks from that godly dimension. He has spoken earlier also, but from 7th to 12th chapter, he is more or less telling the godly dimension that he is. And he said that I, the supreme reality. The teacher then takes the role. Teacher is who? The one who is self-realized. He can only impart that realization to the others. So he, Krishna, though he is in a human form, now Arjuna should look at Krishna as that supreme reality and get merged into him. That is, Arjuna also should try to get the qualities of the Supreme and become so. That is, he should also realize the Supreme. So that is what happens. Any guru, any shishya, what is the guru trying to do? Guru has realized and he is giving the knowledge. What is his role? To make the shishya something like him. You understand? He will not be just lecturing. His whole relentlessly he will be talking, explaining, correcting, observing, and wanting that the shishya also realizes the self as he has done. Why he does it? Because he is, bandhuranamatam satam. He is a friend of all. He wants to, without any motivation, he wants to help others. Sarva bhuta hite rataha. So he is a one who wants to do everybody something good. He feels that everybody's welfare is in his hands. Everybody should be happy. So when anybody comes to him and he imparts the knowledge, his only wish is that the shishya gets the knowledge and also crosses this worldliness and realizes the self or God. As you know, many of you, our shloka, Janmane Kashatai Sadadara Yuja, I'll tell the meaning. It is, we chant this shloka in the evening prayers. I think that is the first shloka in the evening prayers. So what is that? It is written by Shankaracharya. What does it say? It says, Janmane Kashatai Sadadara Yuja Bhaktya Samaradhito Bhaktair Vaidika-lakshanena vidhina Santushta Isha Swayam. So, a devotee who has been worshipping, praying to the Supreme, considering him as the God, and worshipping him according to the Vedic injunctions with lot of devotion and love in a very beautiful manner, and life after life he has been doing it, hundreds of lives he has been doing. That is, he is solely given his mind and heart and intelligence to this Supreme Lord, whom he feels is the one to be attained. Then what happens? Santushta Isha Swayam. Then the Supreme God, he becomes very pleased with him. Santushtaha. He becomes satisfied with that devotee. And being satisfied, what does he do? See, as long as we are praying, we pray, we go to our religious centers and temples or wherever. Many of you may be having your own shrines in your home. You pray there, you light a lamp, you pray there every day. If you are sad, you may shed tears in front of the idol or image or whatever. You may tell many things in your mind. But that invisible Lord does not come and talk to you. He doesn't tell you anything in return, how your mind can be assuaged, how your mind can become calm. So, santushtaha isha swayam. When God becomes happy with the devotee, seeing that this devotee doesn't want anything else. You know that I chanted another shloka where the devotee says, I don't want anything else. Give me nischala bhakti. So when he sees such a devotee, what he does? He does sakshat Shri Guru Rupametya Kripaya Driggocharasan. Prabhu. That Lord, the Prabhu, he takes the human form. That is, he becomes the Guru. He comes in front of him to the devotee, sakshat Shri Guru Rupam. Guru Rupam Etya Kripaya. Kripaya means by the grace. By his grace, what he does, that same Prabhu, the Lord, takes the form of the Guru and comes in front of that devotee. Now, there is somebody to speak to, somebody to ask questions. At somebody's feet you can cry and tell that this is my problem. I remain very irritated, or I remain very sad always. I am always thinking of my future. Or these are the things which is constantly disturbing me. Please tell me, is there any way to get relieved? He asks. And what does the Guru do? Guru then talks to him. Whatever is the question, he tries to make the mind of the enquirer peaceful, calm, and shows him the way. Tattvam, what is that? Tattvam sadhu vibodhya tarayati tan samsara dukkharanavat. So, tattvam vibodhya, the knowledge, he makes the disciple understand and realize the knowledge. And by that knowledge, understanding the knowledge, the self-realization comes to him, and he then crosses the samsara dukkharanavat. Samsara dukkha is the worldly ocean. The world has been compared with an ocean. Why? Ocean has so many waves, no? If we go near an ocean, so many waves will be there, low and high. You sometimes will feel that when the high waves come, you will feel that you will get drowned. So the samsara is, life is like this, the world is like this. Sometimes something good happens, sometimes something bad happens, sometimes you are very elated, sometimes you are absolutely depressed. So the waves are constantly coming and hitting us, and we don't know how to handle. Sometimes we do handle, and we are handling, no doubt. But there is a way where we can handle everything without getting affected by it, and accepting whatever comes in a cheerful manner, reconciling, knowing that this world is made of dvandvas, pairs of opposite. Always good things will not happen. Sometimes bad things will happen, and we'll have to find the same self everywhere. Why it is connected to the self or God? We can say that everybody knows why the world is having pairs of opposites. How is it related to spirituality? The spirituality is when you love the self, when you are pursuing the self, when you love God, you slowly understand that everything is God. And then that oneness, with that oneness, it becomes easy to see the oneness in likes, dislikes, honor, dishonor, good, bad, fortune, misfortune, favorable, unfavorable. Everything has emerged from that. So, in the 7th chapter, he is talking from the godly dimension. He says, oh, not this one. Mai asakta manah partha yogam yunjan madashrayah asamshayam samagram mam yatha jnasyasi tachrinu. So Krishna now says, O Arjuna, Partha, now you rivet your mind into me. That is, you should be completely united with me. Become asakta. Like in the worldly people, they will have this attachment towards their family. Your attachment should be to me, the Supreme, not the family. Not the family. Why? You should understand that everything in the family, all your family possessions, everything is changeful, perishable. And what is God? What is Supreme? He is the imperishable. It doesn't change. It remains. So he says that Mai asakta manaha and yogam yunjan madashrayah, and you pursue the yoga, that is the yoga of getting united with me, attaining me, taking refuge in me wholesomely. What is madashrayah? Refuge in me wholesomely. See, we are not able to take this refuge wholesomely, taking reliance. So that is why people, when their wishes do not get fulfilled, they will go to the astrologers, or they will go and give puja to various temples. At least one deity will get pleased and fulfill the wish. This is what happens. So it says that take reliance only on me. That is, whatever is the design or the plan of the Supreme, let it happen. I am ready to accept it. It's not that we will not try that good thing happens to us, but suppose something which I don't want happens, then also it is okay. That kind of a feeling. Then he says, in that case, you will know me in entirety without doubt. Asamshayam. You will know me. So what he is saying? That you give your full reliance on me, become attached to me, and in that case, you will get your you will know me in entirety without doubt. See, this devotional exclusiveness directed towards the teacher will have wholesome effect. Generally, attachment is constricting. It binds, it gives pain, it gives suffering. But when it is fostered towards a Sadguru or a Mahatma, then it takes away all kinds of suffering. Why? What will the Sadguru say? That is, you are attached to your family and other things, and you suffer. But when you feel that from the family, when I am in the family, so many things are disturbing me, and slowly your interest is to listen to the words of the Sadguru. What is he saying? He is constantly telling you how to make the mind light, expand it, how to be having equal vision in life, how to accept anything that comes in life, how to become satisfied and contented, whatever may be the situation in life. So, the fondness grows, and when the fondness grows, one becomes more and more attached to the Sadguru. So, hearing what happens, in Bhagavatam it says, Shraddha Ratihi Bhaktihi Anukramishati. That is, initially when you start listening, maybe you don't you are not exposed, you come and start listening, initially you will not find a little difficulty, you will find a little difficulty to understand. Then slowly as you listen, you find that, oh, it is taking away so much load from my mind. My mind is becoming lighter. My mind is becoming expansive. Now I am much better. I do not get depressed so easily. And then naturally there will be the love for hearing or love to go to the association will become more and more. That is ratihi. And the love then turns to bhakti. You start becoming devoted to it. That it becomes very, very intense. These things starts growing proportionately. After that, what happens? According to Bhagavatam, Shraddha Ratihi Bhakti Anukramishati. That is, in the series it will come, chronologically it will happen. First the faith will grow, then interest will grow, that is Rati. Then love and devotion will grow, that is Bhakti. And after that what happens? Bhaktihi Viraktihi Bhagavat Prabodha. As you grow bhakti towards whatever you are listening and absorb it, mind you, my dear children, you have to absorb them. It's not just you listen and go. You should introspect, try to take, just like you were saying now, I'm very happy that you have introspected about some of the qualities and you feel that you should do it. Let it take time, doesn't matter, but do it. Similarly, whatever you hear and whatever is being told, that is all for your good, to make you live in this life without feeling bound. Freely live, gloriously live, beautifully live, without any kind of binding in the mind. And there comes this, that ninda, stuti, all these things bind us. All these things bind us. That is praise and blame, then misfortune, fortune, all these things bind us. Torments from others, all those things, not being contented by anything, that binds us. So, when bhakti increases, what happens? Bhakti towards, that is, your interest and love, or one-pointedness or wholesomeness increases towards listening to the self. Talk about self, talk about God, talk about Brahman, and then naturally what will fall off? Your worldliness. You will find that many things which we are used to has fallen off. You don't find much of interest in that. So vairagya increases, dispassion increases, bhaktihi, viraktihi. And virakti is what? Vairagya is also lack of possessiveness. You find that you used to be very much, as if in a cocoon in the family, holding on to everything. And as bhakti towards this knowledge grows, you will find your possessiveness clinging towards the family and worldliness will slowly, slowly fall off and become less and less. And then what happens? Bhagavat Prabodha. You will realize God. Slowly, when it comes to its pinnacle, you will realize God. Bhagavat Prabodha, realization. Now, here,
What is realizing God? What is realizing God?
We'll tell. Realizing what God means, you become God. That, see, now that you have asked the question, what is self-realization? What do you mean by self-realization? Huh? But what is that self? Can you tell me what is this self?
Self is a consciousness on which I am alive.
So you are alive. So what is this self? How is the self described? It cannot be described. What are its characteristics? You have to become that. You cannot say, I am the consciousness, I am the consciousness, I am the consciousness. I have understood I am the consciousness. That is not the realization. Just like this Bhakta-lakshana, the self, though it is anirvachaniya, it cannot be described, but still to very To some extent, it has been described by its attributes. Those are the characteristics of a jnani, how the jnanis are. Or you can say the self is niranjana, nirakara, changeless, that is nirvikara. So, when we say that we are self-realized or we are going towards self-realization, when we are dealing with Vedanta, self-realization doesn't mean that I have understood that I am a consciousness. That is just bookish knowledge. Just like you will understand reading some mathematics or physics or chemistry or medicine, whatever. You have to be like that, behave like that, and everybody should see that you are like that. You have to become like the space. So, like this shloka is there, no? Akasha vallepa vidura goham. I am like the space. I am not tainted at all. That is what is not tainted. Like if we make a scratch here, there is no taint. There is no scratch. So, a person who is pursuing self-realization will have to understand that am I becoming tainted? Now, you will find that there is lot of similarity in the Bhakta-lakshanas and this. This self-realization also, you are devoted to the self. Yesterday I said, Swaswarupānusandhānam bhakti-rityabhidhīyate. Shankaracharya is saying. What is that? You are actually, you just now said, and we all know that. How is the self-realization described? That we are pursuing and making some practice to understand our real identity, that I am the self. Now, how do we know that? I should be taintless. Here also you will see in the Bhakta-lakshana what? How are we taintless? Praise and blame should not taint you. Right? Did you understand? It's actually same. If you read from Viveka Chudamani, the qualities of the Jivan Muktas, you will find that there are all similarities. At one point, the pinnacle of bhakti and pinnacle of the Vedanta, it goes and meets, because the lakshanas are same. So, say in self-realization, when we say, Akashavallepa vidura goham, adityavad bhasya vilakshanoham. So, I am the brilliance, ever effulgent I am. I never become dark. I am the one who is always having the light. So, am I like that? I must have that kind of a feeling. See, I think many of you may not know. When our Lakshminarayan passed away, it was a sudden. Lakshminarayan, who was a very, very close devotee, and for some time now he was very closely serving Swamiji, and he passed away in February, and within 3 days here. So the ashram became silent. We went to the hospital on 13th and 16th, he left us. And we were constantly in touch with the hospital, etc., etc. But he never came back. It was sudden for us. And a person who was moving with us, doing things with us, and living with us, so naturally the whole ashram was quiet. And his body was taken to Chennai, to his parents. And Swamiji said that let the vehicle come first to the ashram. And we all went and saw the body. So, it was about 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. I was asking Swamiji at dinner time, that Swamiji, how are you feeling? Swamiji said, kept quiet for some time, and he said that, I don't look for his presence, I and I don't miss his absence. You understand what he said? I don't look for his presence and I don't miss his absence. So that day we all sat together and we were all talking about it. For a few days we only, that suddenness, the grief could be only dissolved by just being together and talking. So next morning when I got up, I was thinking that Swamiji said this, that was ringing in my ears. So I said that, so morning when I went to Swamiji, I prostrated and then said, Swamiji, this is what a Jivan Mukta is, na shochati, na kangshiti. This Bhagavad Gita only, and if you read this in Bhagavad Gita only, it is there. Brahmabhuta prasannatma na shochati na kangshati. This is 18.54. So when you know the Brahman, you become Brahman. Brahmavid brahmaiva bhavati. The Brahmavid, those who has known the Brahman, he becomes Brahmavid. He is called Brahmavid. So that Brahmavid is prasannatma. Always he is cheerful. Na shochati, he doesn't grieve. And na kangshati, and he does not crave for anything. So I was telling Swamiji that you said this about this when I asked, you said this only, that I don't look for his presence and don't miss his absence. Whatever he felt, but it came out like this. So when a person is realized, all his behavior will be like that. It will be as we have read in that. So you were asking what is God realization. In God realization also, it is whatever we think as God. What would we think of God? The God is all-pervading. God is the source. God is the one presence. God is the consciousness. Now I am going to take those slokas. What is God? First we must understand. We are using the word God. We can use it as Supreme Lord. You can use it at Brahman. You can use it as self. Yesterday I took a sloka. Now, what Krishna is saying now about God, let us see. Okay. So he is saying that, Krishna is saying now, first he says, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatataamapi siddhanam kaschin mam vetti tatvatah. 7.3. He said that 1 in 1,000 take up the pursuit. And even after that, even if they have taken up the pursuit, there is very rarely one who understands me, the Supreme, in all essence. What is me? Me, the Supreme, is not understood, although they have taken up the pursuit. You understand? Pursuit is taken. All of you have bhakti, all of you have Guru Bhakti. But what is your pursuit? You have to understand the Guru, say for you. That is why I came from Krishna, who was a teacher. He now takes the position of the Guru. And then from that Guru dimension, he now rises to the God dimension. How? He says that the Guru has this God dimension, godly dimension. That is, he is that Supreme whom you can call Brahman or Paramatma or God, whoever. And many people, though they take to this pursuit, they do not understand who I am. And also, if it is very rare that Even though they understand me and they are taking to this pursuit, they get restricted to some spiritual routines. You understand? They get restricted to spiritual routines. Now, you see, most of you and most of the seekers and devotees, they get restricted to spiritual routines. What? Early morning, get up, light a lamp or not lamp, read something or meditate or read something. Very regularly you are doing. It is not bad, it is good. But you remain there only, without understanding for whom you are doing it. What for we are doing it. Even for listening to the lectures. What for are we listening? What for are you coming to the ashram? Why you have this Guru Bhakti? Why you want to come and be at the feet of the Guru? And even if you have a reply, are you progressing? That thought should be there. After that what? After that what? So he says now, he is now explaining who he is. That is, who he is means who is the Supreme. Who is the Supreme Creator? So he says now, Bhumi Rap, this is 4 and 5. 4 first I will say. Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayuhu Kam Mano Buddhi Revacha Ahankare iti yamme bhinna prakriti ashtadha. He says that earth, water, fire, air, space and these are the outside things which we can perceive. And inside, mind, intelligence and ego. 8. These 8 is my eightfold nature. But he says that this is a lower nature. With this, a body cannot be activated. So, this earth, water, fire, etc., all these things, and this air and space, all this, though the body is made up of all these, Panchabhutas it is called, the 5 elements, for it to be activated, some sentience is necessary. So, then in next shloka he says, Apareyamitastvanyam prakritim viddhi me param jeeva bhutam mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagat. He says, those 8 are my lower nature, and the higher nature represents sentience. Sentience, the life element by which this whole universe is sustained. This whole universe is sustained by the Supreme. I think you should not show. You listen to me. I'm telling you the numbers, you can go and see. So he is saying that my lower nature is eightfold: earth, water, fire, air and space, and inside is mind, intelligence and ego. But this is a lower nature. By this we cannot be active. For being active, we have to have something sentience, and that sentience is my higher nature. So now Krishna declares that his physical body, anybody's physical body, is animated by the spiritual presence. Is animated by the spiritual presence. Unless it is animated, we will not be. See, as soon as the body becomes bad, the body gets destroyed and we say that a person has died. So what is the animating factor? The animating factor is the sentience. So Krishna now says that the Supreme that he is, the Supreme Reality, he is the great aggregate in which everything in the universe is included. Everything. The 5 elements is there, and inside is the mind and intelligence and ego. Then he says that this sentience that he is talking of, that is his para prakriti, and the other one apara prakriti, that is lower and you can say inferior and superior. This superior prakriti, superior nature is the jeeva in the human personality. That is we call I. Our I is actually changeless. Our real identity is changeless. But we call this as the I, the amness that we have. The body consisting matter and energy cannot act by itself, so to be activated by something sentient which has the power to feel, think, sense, will, wish, eat, talk. For all that, some sentience is necessary. So that sentience is he too. That is, he has now become more than what we have thought. That is, the whole supreme, the whole universe, or every living being is pervaded by this, that a sentience is there. You said consciousness. That consciousness alone is there, and that consciousness is making everybody conscious, and it is all pervading. The higher nature is sentience, life which sustains all pulsation. So, this God, if you say, the Supreme Lord, if you say, Brahman, if you say, now we are taking this portion, so we say the Supreme who is creating, he is this, all these things, and through his sentience he is making everything activated. All the pulsations, in our body the blood is flowing, the heart is beating, we are taking breath, we are digesting food, food is getting assimilated and we are absorbing it. Everything through a set of well-designed process by this sentience. Do you understand? You don't understand?
Is it like intelligence and knowledge?
Yes, we'll come to that. Intelligence and knowledge, unless with your intelligence and knowledge only you can understand that. See, while you are reading Gita, you are not applying your intelligence and knowledge in this, because you are thinking, ये क्या है? ये क्या है? इसको पढ़ने से क्या है? I mean, why should we read this? With your intelligence and knowledge, we have to understand that if we understand God to be supreme and everywhere He is, how is it that this world is going on? Is it our design? Have we designed anything? Now, who is understanding it? Intelligence. And how in intelligence also, after understanding it, the mind has to accept and work accordingly. So the intelligence has to guide the mind to take to proper dedication, commitment and sublimation. You understand? So everything that you see, next shloka is Etad yonini bhutani sarvani tyupadharaya aham kritsnasya jagataha prabhava pralayas tatha. Dr. Das, or maybe many of us, I don't know, when we start understanding this, many of us, we don't understand. This devotion will remain just an emotion. We understand the devotion which is only an emotion. Devotion is enlightened devotion when you use your mind and intelligence. This is the Bhakti Yoga part, where Krishna from 7th chapter to 12th chapter is talking about devotion. Is he simply saying? And you will find that many places he is using the word Mai arpita mano buddhi. You have to use your mind and intelligence. And by mind and intelligence, you have to understand what he says is true. See, that is one thing that I was telling Swamini the other day. People have a lot of difficulty. When you say self, 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 somebody tells me, our devotees tell, Swamiji never talks about God. You read his books, you read his Prabhat Rashmi, is he not talking about God? And he is intertwining these two so well. So there should not be any kind of doubt. And what is Shastreshu, Guruvakyeshu? Shastreshu, Guruvakyeshu, there should be faith. What is it? Satya Buddhyavadharanam. Sa Shraddha Kathita. What is Shraddha or faith? Shastreshu, Guruvakyeshu, Satya Buddhyavadharanam. That is Satya Buddhi. You must feel that what the Guru is saying and what the Shastras are saying is the truth. So, and Guru will only talk about the truth. So our Shastras are saying that everything you can call by any name. And now here, when we are reading it, actually I'm also, as I'm reading, I'm also getting very enlightened. I am very enlightened. And I'm telling Swamiji every day that, how, and you read this ECBG. See, ECBG was published long back. That is essential concepts in Bhagavad Gita. So this is volume 4, 7th chapter to 12th chapter. So I thought that I'll read this. I started reading it. When it was published, at that time proofreading and all, and long back when this Nandita and all were not there who are reading the proofs now. So I also used to read the proof at that time. I've read it that time. And now, how many times we have heard Swamiji speaking. But when you read it, every day I'm going and telling, how beautifully you have written. So nice. Swamiji, so beautifully, so clearly you have given the concepts. And it is really so. Really so. So beautifully he has written. And so here it says, 6th, my time is going away. So all existence and forms are but emanations from this womb. Thus, I am the origin as well as the dissolution of the whole universe. You understand? He is saying, I am the origin and I am the... So what is this consciousness? In the consciousness also, from the consciousness alone, everything is displayed. And it dissolves. So, if you read like this, there will not be any kind of doubt anywhere. Mattah parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam protam sutre manigana iva. This is 7.7. There is nothing beside and superior to me. In me, all this is interwoven like beads in a thread. So, what is Supreme saying? Just like self and self everywhere, it is the God and God everywhere, the Supreme and the Supreme everywhere. The Supreme is what? The Supreme is having the Supreme reality. It is the Supreme reality, which cannot be described, but can be at least explained by some of the attributes. So, that he says that, Mai sarvamidam protam, everything is interwoven. So, everything is interwoven. Sutre manigana iva. Just like in a mala, in a garland, there are beads. And we feel that there is a thread and there are beads. Now, here the bead and the thread, everything is made of the same substance. Because there is nothing else. There is nothing else. If he is everywhere, then where is anything different? So there is no bheda buddhi. Next he says, just see. My dear children, we are human beings. We are only interacting and seeing forms. All forms of various kinds. So, now he is bringing about a very easy way to understanding the self, the Brahman, and the God, the Supreme. He says, I am everywhere. So, everywhere means what? Next sloka, see? 8th sloka. Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shasisuryayoho. Oh, so beautiful. He says, Rasoham apsu. I am the taste in the water. Every day we are drinking water. Do we think? that it is created by Him. We just drink. And every day, Prabhasmi, Shashi Suryayoho. Every day we are getting up when the sun rises, sun sets, moon rises, moon sets. And we are seeing the brilliance of the sun, brilliance of the moon. Do we ever think of Him who has created? Where from it has come? It is a display of the consciousness, we say in Vedanta. And here it says that it is from me. So, He's making it very easy every day, whatever we see, whomever we see, whatever interaction we do, it is only He and He and He. Pranava sarva vedeshu shabdakke paurusham nishu punyo gandha prithivyam cha tejas chasmi vibhavasau jivanam sarva bhuteshu. He says, I am the life in everybody. I am the life. And who is telling? I am not telling. I am only reading the Gita. And you must be reading it yourselves. But do you feel like this while reading? Jivanam sarva bhuteshu, somebody has given us the life. And we don't think about Him at all. We are thinking about all unnecessary matter. At least let us think all the unnecessary thoughts that you are giving me, O Lord. It's given by you. Can we not think like that? This is what is associating with God through everything. Divinizing everything. Oh God, I now know that I am the self. My indweller is you. But you make my mind think about so many other things. Less about you, more about many other things. Okay, let me think that all the things that I feel as worldly and non-devotional, there also you are, and you are, because there is nothing but you. As soon as we think like this, we are actually connected. Connected. But we don't even think like this. At that time we will like to talk to some friend, taking on the phone, or, there is so much social media. Seeing things in social media, all these things we'll do. Jivanam sarva bhuteshu. He has given us the jivanam. The day He feels that I will not give the life, that day we will not get up in the morning. And bijam mam sarva bhutanam Viddhi partha sanatanam buddhir buddhimatam asmi tejas tejasvinamaham. And he says, I am the eternal seed of all beings. I am the intelligence of the intelligent. I am the brilliance of the brilliant. So when we see somebody doing very good work, we should be very happy. And we should think that, see, God has given this kind of brilliance or capability to this person. But what we will feel? I could not do like this. Or my son could not be like this. I wish my son or my daughter also got this. So he's saying all these things. Then he comes to all the bhavas, sattva, rajas, tamas, everything is me only. Matta eveti tan viddhi natvaham teshu te mai. On all these things he says. And he says, those who take refuge in me alone cross over this illusion. Others cannot understand my nature. Then he tells, okay, I will do it tomorrow. And we have got a grace of Sunday also, so I think I'll be able to finish what I thought. I will finish before telling a story. The story is not story, incident. So, there are some other slokas, where God, how will we understand God? How will we love God? Or how will we love this Creator who is creating? We are in this world and we have been created by something, some power, something is making this whole life go on and on and on, and this world also, in a very, very systematic manner. Say our body, how it is working. We have no control over it. We don't know how it is working. Why we are healthy, that also we don't know. Why we do not fall sick sometimes but remain healthy, we do not know. Similarly, we do not know why we fall sick. So, nothing is in our hands. Everything is really controlled by some power, which is also controlling this whole world. Whole world. And he is looking after everything. Now, in this section, or if you read in the 12th chapter, actually I have not come to the 12th chapter, but in 12th chapter, first sloka, Arjuna is asking, please tell me who is better, one who wholesomely is devoted to you, or the one who is meditating on the imperishable, the self. So there Krishna is saying that the devotional path is easier. For those who are embodied, for them, it is a little difficult to constantly meditate on the imperishable. They can do, but they must have certain qualities. Those qualities have to be attained. We cannot say that I am pursuing the self only, I do not understand this God concept, but I understand the self concept more. Yes, very good, but Krishna says that you must have the qualities which will make it easier for you. And he says that definitely this devotional path is more easier. So anyway, in both of these, and always we hear that God is everywhere, how to see God, how to see God. So at one time it was my, a load on my head. And when I came here, before coming here, there was a very nice period. I told you that I left my job. So there was a period of sadhana, studies and all that. And as soon as I came here, the situation of the ashram was such that lot of work fell on me, and which I was not used to, and mostly domestic work. So, but in that, lot of introspection was there, and so this introspection was why I am not realizing the self. And I will ask Swamiji, why is it that I am not realizing the self? I am yearning so much. So Swamiji's replies will be, just taking me ahead step by step. And I did not even understand that it is taking me ahead step by step, but understood this, that the sadhana was constantly to go beyond likes and dislikes. In Guru Sannidhi, the sadhana is to go beyond likes and dislikes. And that is the purifying sadhana, which one must have. You can have it in your house, but the aim should be to go beyond likes and dislikes. That is to accept everything, accept blame and praise, accept whatever favorable or unfavorable situation comes. So anyway, I was reading, Swamiji also used to take Bhagavata shlokas with us. So one day I told Swamiji, always we are hearing that we have to see God everywhere. How to see God everywhere? How can I see God everywhere? I am doing all usual trivial work in the ashram, domestic work. Say maybe the vessels are very big. In your house the vessel will be this. And so how can we think of God? So one thing Swamiji said about the gopikas, how doing the trivial work they always used to think of God. And one day I was asking this question, Swamiji was sitting in his room on his chair. I entered the room and in some conversation I asked Swamiji. Swamiji said, see, you have come to my room and you are standing here, looking at my bookshelf, looking at my table, looking at my toenail. What are you thinking? I said, I'm thinking it is Swamiji's. So he said, Here is my book, here is my pen, what are you thinking? I said that I am thinking that this is Swamiji's. Then what is the difficulty? Look at everything and think that it is God's. Associate God with everything. It was so simple. So simple. And mind you, simple means it looked so simple. That really, if say you go to your son's room, and son has gone to school, and you are arranging his table or bed, about whom will you think? Your son? Similarly it is, but we are constantly interacting with all this, like in the, Krishna is saying that I am the water, I am the fire, I am the brilliance, I am this, I am that. And later on he is telling his Vibhuti in the 10th chapter, all that, wherever something is excellent or is more expressed, it is he. So, seeing everything, we are not able to think of God. That first, suppose we see a flower, we want to pick it and put it in the flower vase. The first thought should come, oh my goodness, how beautifully God has created this flower, or anything, whether it is something beautiful or ugly. That thought should come. So, I started really doing this sadhana. So, I am very fond of nature. So, looking at the rain, looking at the butterflies, looking at the squirrel, the sky, the leaves swaying with breeze, everything would give me so much of the thought, introspection. Then I thought that this is not enough. What about what about people? What about interactions with them? I should also see God in them. So the sadhana started. Interaction, in behavior, in difficult behavior, people who do not like you, or people whom I am not very fond of, I have a difficulty. Everywhere we have to see that. And that is where God is saying that tulyamana apamana tulya ninda stuti samah shatraucha mitre, that is your foe and friend, you have to see him. That devotee is dear to me. Actually, these qualities are very, very important. You will find that progress you'll simply feel that you are going ahead. Unless qualities are cultivated, however much you know about the self, that being steady in that realization will not take place. And for embodied people, the greatest binding is the body. I am the body and these are mine. I-ness and mine-ness, possessiveness and clinging. Okay? So we'll chant the shlokas together.
One question I have. This morning talks we listen to Puja to Swamiji, and we understand that the entire world is actually a vivarta. They don't really have any existence, so to say. They're just reflecting in our mind. And here now we are getting that it's absolutely there. And so how do you reconcile these two? There is a approach.
This also, you can, actually Krishna has explained it further. This avyakta and vyakta, these are all there, which I have not taken. I don't know whether you have read it properly. He has also explained how this whole world is like a dream. And even in Bhagavatam, these three states are there, the Jagrat, Swapna and Sushupti. How they are, how you can be the witness of the three, and how the whole thing is that a display in the consciousness, how the whole thing vanishes. So these are there. Since I am not talking, but I think what your question is that you are not able to correlate the two.
Here it is the taste of water, the excellence in people, all that see me as there. But if that person itself or the water itself is simply a reflection.
See, you can go in whichever manner, whatever pleases you. Okay? But you cannot neglect the world which you are interacting with. You pursue your path where everything is consciousness and all that. That is true. So you take to that path. But there also you have to be pure to keep the knowledge retained. So there also, what is the problem? The problem is nowhere. If everything is self and consciousness, you think, and you remain, see this plurality that we are thinking, the plurality, here we are talking of plurality, and we are feeling that the plurality is there, and we are not able to understand how this devotion thing comes in. Now, this plurality, whatever we are seeing in the name and form, we have to understand that it is soaked in oneness. And that is what he is saying in the various things that is there. Suppose you are talking only of consciousness, it is consciousness. Then how will you explain all these things that you are seeing? You are actually behaving, interacting with them. So you should grow to that level where, although you are behaving, you can understand that oneness in which these plural things are soaked. You will never fall from that knowledge. And if you don't fall from that knowledge, what will happen? Who will, in the Upanishads it is there, who will hate whom? Who will love whom? Who will want praise? We want praise from whom? Another person? So duality is not there. The duality will not be there. So this, what Natun Swamiji is taking, that Brahma Tattvamasi Bhavaya Atmani, that is one way of thinking. And this is also another way of thinking where this duality we are dealing with, but we should understand that in this duality also, we are saying that in this duality also, there is only one presence, one divinity, which has created this duality, expressed this duality, and there is nothing else. Does it make any sense now? अच्छा, we will chant? No, बहुत देर हो गया. चलो. So I'll conclude, huh? Or you want to chant once? Tomorrow. Sampurnam jagadevanandanavanam sarvepi kalpadrumaha gangam vari samastavari nivaha punya samasta kriyaha vacha prakrita samskrita shruti shiro varanasi medini sarvavasthitirasya vastu vishaya drishti parabrahmani sarvavasthitirasya vastu vishaya drishti parabrahmani. Jai Guru.